Hey guys, I wanted to walk you through in just a really quick video how to set up your document in InDesign for your magazine draft. You're busy working on the worksheet and you've seen a lot of videos. I know sometimes when you actually get to starting the project, you're like, ooh, I knew how to do that, but I can't remember which video. I'm not sure. And it starts to get frustrating. You spend a lot of time digging through videos trying to find it out. So I decided to put it all in one place for you. What you should be looking at is the opening screen of InDesign. We're going to go ahead and start by creating a new project, which is over in this left-hand top column. There's a Create New button, and we're going to click that once, maybe even twice to get it to show up. You'll see a new document flyout screen pop up in the center of your page. The first thing that I want you to do is to go ahead and change the units that we'll be dealing with from picas to inches. If picas is a measurement that you use a lot and you're really comfortable with it, you can definitely stay there, but for me, inches works the best. Now remember, to our project requirements, the document, your finished document size is going to be 8 inches by 10 inches. Yours probably says something different right here. All you'll need to do is just highlight in there, type in 8, and then on the height, type in 10, and you're good to go there. The next thing I want you to look at is the number of pages. Right now, we're going to leave it at 1 page because in just a second, I'm going to show you the difference on how to get your spreads to lay out correctly, okay? So remember, a spread is 2 facing pages or a single page, which would be either a right or a left side, okay? And that will make more sense in a minute if it doesn't right now. Next, these facing pages, if this box right here is not ticked, go ahead and just check mark that so that you have the facing pages included, okay? Our project requirements outline that we need 2+ columns based on how you sketched it out. Maybe you sketched 3 columns, maybe you sketched 2. 2 columns is pretty standard. That's what I'm going to show you how to do today. In this columns right here, you probably have it on 1. You'll just go up to add another one, or up further if you want to add 3, 4, however many columns you want to work with, okay? This is going to put that number of columns per page. So if you have 2 columns on a page, put 2. If you have 3 columns on a page, put 3. The next thing is this column gutter, the 0.1667 that automatically comes up there as you increase the column number. That's pretty standard. The column gutter is just that space between your 2 columns so your eyes know when to stop and move back to the start of the left side of the column, okay? That's all it is. So that gutter, we just won't put any text there. I'll talk about that a little bit more in a second. You'll see this margins, probably this is down. And what we want to do, just click that, and then you'll be able to see this bleed, the bleed and slug. If you think about the last time you thumbed through either a Liahona magazine or maybe a favorite magazine that you get in the mail or that you pick up at the newsstand, you probably will remember that most pictures run all the way to the edge, okay? The bleed is how we accomplish that. So if you look right here on the right-hand side of this file, you'll see the little chain link. Yours might be unlocked. If it's unlocked, go ahead and click it so it is locked, okay? And yours will say 0 right now, okay? But what we want to do is just hit the up button once, and it will give us a little corner edge. You'll see this red line running along the outside of the page behind it of our flyout menu. That is our bleed, okay? So what ends up happening is we extend our pictures all the way to that red line, so even off of our artboard, so that when we send it to the printer runs it on huge sheets, and it has wide borders on the edge, and then the printer goes ahead and sends it through a cutting machine, and it cuts off all of that extra white border space so that we have these pristine pages, okay? So that's why we have that bleed, and I'll show you a little bit more about that and how it comes into play with text and with pictures in just a second. At this point, you are good to go. So what you're going to do is just hit create, and then what you should see is that flyout will go away, and now we're in our actual InDesign document, okay? The first thing that I want to show you is how to add pages, okay? If you go over to the top left hand, you'll see that I have this pages menu already open. If you don't see a pages menu here, that's okay. What you want to do is go over to window in the top navigation and go down. These are all in alphabetical order, just like they were in Illustrator, and you'll make sure that pages is check marked, okay? So when you click that, it will either pop up right here in the middle of the screen, or it might pop up over here in the right-hand side, okay? Mine's over here in the right-hand side. So I have this blue page that's highlighted. That's the page I'm actually on, right? I want to add 2 more pages, so I'm going to come down to the bottom right corner, that square with the plus sign in the middle. I'm just going to click it twice. Now, I'm going to zoom out just a little bit so you can see my entire document. Okay. Now this is where we think to where our sketches are. So the sketches that you did on ideas for how you wanted to lay out your magazine spread, right? You may decide to lead with a spread, which is 2 pages right next to each other, and that's totally fine, okay? But the problem is you have this extra page. So how do you get the spread up here? And that's what I'm going to show you right now, okay? What you're going to do once you have your pages, if I want the spread to be up here at the top, all I'm going to do is go up to our top navigation at the top left corner. I'm going to hit File, and then I'm going to go down to Document Setup. There will be this document setup flyout that comes up, okay? It shows the number of pages is 3, and that's correct. That's exactly what I want. And then my start page, it says it's on number 1. What I want to have happen is it to start on page 2. So what I'll do is change it to page 2, and I'll hit OK. That will move my spread to the top, so I have my spread as my opener pages 1 and 2, and then number 3 is my follow-up, okay? If I don't want it to be that way, all I need to do is go back to File, go down to Document Setup, and then right here, I'm going to go back and go to Start Page at number 1 and hit OK. So then for my sketch that I did, okay, I have, I'm leading with a single page, and that's always going to be on the right. So let me zoom back in. Right here, where I'm wiggling my mouse down the left-hand side of the page, that is going to be where the magazine goes into the binding. Oftentimes, you'll think if it starts on the right-hand side, there's an advertisement here on this other side, okay? You'll never start with a single page and have it be on the left, because magazine layout designers, they want it to be a pretty easy page turner, so they don't want this awesome start on the left-hand side and then some big ad that has nothing to do with the article, because that interrupts the awesome article, and oftentimes people won't flip past the ad to find the rest of the article, okay? So that's why if you're starting with a single page, it's always going to be on the left. So on the left-hand side, or on the right, on the left-hand side, where I'm wiggling my mouse right now, this is all going to be into the binding, okay? And on this other side might be an ad. So I'm going to zoom in just a little bit, and let's talk for a second on the safety box or the bounding box, okay? Remember, our artboard is going to be our finished size. So the artboard is the white piece of paper, and that's set at 8 by 10. Once it goes to the printer and has all the edges cut off, then the actual finished size of our magazine will be 8 by 10. We went ahead and created that bleed, and that's this red line that you see going all the way around, okay? We want to extend our pictures to that red line, okay? But the trick is that there's a safety box. You guys probably heard as a bounding box, safety box. It's this pink line on the top and the bottom, and then the purple lines on the right and the left, okay? All of the text, anything you want to be sure 100% does not fall into the binding or is possibly cut off, okay? So definitely all the text, most of the time all of the pictures, okay? We want to make sure that that stays within this purple box, okay? So when we add text, let's go over to the left-hand tool column. I want to add my text. I'm going to go ahead and just click and drag to size my column of text, and then I'm going to copy and paste the column text here, okay? Now, if I have it over here, then I'm going to lose some of it either by having it cut off or it's going to go into the binding. If I have it right here, it's going to be super close to the edge. We always want to keep text inside of our safety box. The other thing we want to do, we don't want to extend so that our text runs through the gutter. We always want to make sure that our columns are the same width and the same height on every single page. The only time that won't happen is maybe when we insert an image. So for our project, you're supposed to take the images. If I think it's 2+ images that are taken by you and included in your project. For me demonstrating this, I've just gone ahead and used a stock image. Okay, so you'll take pictures, upload them to your computer. I'm going to upload a stock image. Okay, how you do that, I'm going to go ahead and just click off of my column of text so it doesn't think that I want to put a picture inside of my column of text, okay? I'm going to go up to File in the top navigation menu, and I'm going to go down to Place. This top one in my downloads file is going to be my first picture. It's a cityscape, and you can see it pop up. I've got a little icon in the top left-hand corner that shows a little like mountains landscape. That tells me that there's an image loaded that's ready for me to draw where it's going to be placed, and then you can actually see the image I'm having. So I'm going to start right here against my gutter all the way up to my bleed, right? Because in case they cut it off, and then I'm just going to click, hold, and drag. Okay, I'm going to go out past this red line. Okay, so my image is awesome. This is exactly what I want. One of the things I really liked about it was it showed some sky, but I really want to show this busy street because that kind of applies to what I'm talking about in my text. So what I would do is I might go ahead with my image selected. This is my picture frame, okay? I'm going to go ahead and move it in so that it matches up with my bleed, okay? This is good, but I wanted it to be a little bit more centered so it was more even with buildings on each side. So if I want to adjust the cropping of my frame, I'm going to find the center circles right here in the middle, and I'm going to click once. And you'll see that this brown box shows up, but there's no picture inside. What that tells us is where the actual picture is showing up, that's the size of our frame. And now I just want to adjust my image to fit that frame a little bit better. And that looks great. Let's say that I want to make my frame a little bit smaller. So I would just zoom up like this, but now I have a problem. I've lost that busy street that I'm looking for. So again, I would just click on the center section so that my brown image shows up, okay? Then I'm gonna go ahead and just size my image up. And remember, you're gonna have to hold the shift key down. And I don't like how that looks because it's gonna cut it kind of funny. So let's just slide it up and see if that would fit better. So I still have some buildings, I still have some busy street, and I have some sky. That looks perfect. Once I'm happy with what's being shown to me in my picture frame, I can either click on the white artboard or off here in my gray workspace. And there you have it. With that said, I think that's a pretty good start on getting you laid out and moving in the right direction so you don't have to worry about setting up that document. If you have questions, let me know.